More in the Super League at the moment. If you've just joined us, incidentally, this has been the morning that has seen the departure from Tottenham of Jose Mourinho. Mourinho has now officially gone, and his backroom staff have gone with him. Ryan Mason will be in charge of Tottenham when they take on Manchester City. Of course, a domestic cup final is coming up.
Do you think we'll do 2 hours on the day Simon leaves talkSPORT?
Probably
2 hours of cheers.
Either that. We'll certainly do a couple of minutes.
Oh, I wonder if
might be sooner than you anticipate, Mr.
I
Murphy.
hope so. I wonder if they'll have it on a yellow bar at the bottom of Sky Sports News.
Bit of talking news.
Simon Jordan has left talkSPORT
with clapping emojis.
Oh,
all done, fellas.
Let me tell you, the League Managers Association has just given a statement on the situation regarding the new Super League competition. Of course, 6 English clubs being in that, and the LMA say they stand alongside the game's other stakeholders in opposing the newly proposed European Super League. We believe, they say, that such a league would be catastrophically destabilising to the entire European football pyramid, with deep and far-reaching consequences. A short time ago, Arsene Wenger told us the idea is not going to go far. It is dangerous. We're going to be hearing from a bunch of managers today, tomorrow, and into the week.
Poor buggers.
Yeah,
it's interesting. If you're Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp, what do you do here? Because you know what the people at the top of Fenway are saying. They're all for it. So what's the tactic of the manager here, Danny? Does he go against his owner?
Plead the fifth, I would, for now. But he's in a really difficult position, Jurgen, because he is very much integrated with himself with the Liverpool people and the passion and the history of the club and the traditions. Liverpool supporters are well known for verbalising their disdain at a lot of decisions that have been made.
They'll expect strong pushback.
They will.
Will they get it from him?
I hope so, but I doubt it. I think he'll keep his powder dry initially until he sees what happens and how this plays out. I think he's in a far worse position than some of the other managers in many respects, because he's already made his points really clear. In 2009, he came out and was... What's the word?
Yeah, he's talked about it. Yeah,
he wasn't very
supportive.
He wasn't supportive at all of the Super League idea, and he put his reasons across well. I think he's in a really difficult position. I don't know what he's going to do. I'd like to sit here and think that for sure he'll come out and say the right thing, but I'm not convinced.
Well, of course, we know Southampton are not part of it. We hear that Hasenhüttl has come out against it this morning. We'll be hearing that before 1 o'clock today. Yeah. But I mean, would we respect people like Tuchel's going to speak this afternoon, for example?
Yeah.
Now, he seems to be very much his own man. Is he kind of going to come out and say, well, I know there is a push for it at the top of this club? If you're asking me, no, I'm not for it.
He won't do that.
Well, I don't think they can say that. I mean, as much as we advance these guys of captains of industry, they are still employees, and they still have to toe a particular line. And I think that Danny's point is absolutely right. If they've got anything about them, they will try to take the fifth on it. They will try to not voice an opinion which goes against the clear agenda that their clubs have. And the clear agenda that the clubs have is about increasing revenue. Now, the way that they're doing it is ugly and unsatisfactory and unedifying. But increasing revenue to meet the endless demands of football is not a bad thing. Just the way that you're doing it is an ugly, unfair, lacking merit sort of set of scenarios. But I don't think that the Klopps of the world can put themselves on the wrong side of this. And the wrong side of it is, either side they go is the wrong side. If they go the side of supporting their owners, the fans will vilify them. They go on the side of the fans and the perspective that the fans currently have.
It's got to go with the fans.
There's a possibility, if this has legs, that one of the managers could walk. There's a possibility.
Yeah, well, on what basis? On moral outrage, because they're so racked with integrity.
I mean, what would be
morally outraged that he might walk?
Who knows? But what would be quite refreshing is that if the clubs are after gaining more wealth to try and be competitive and have sustainability, then instead of the manager getting 9 million a year, how about 3? Instead of the player getting 300 grand a week, how about 100?
But that's my ultimate argument.
I know,
Danny.
that's why I'm bringing it.
If you correct the systems, because people argue against financial fair play, and we get people like Kia Jaraption coming on and saying, look, people should be able to spend what they want. Yes, they should. They should be able to spend what they want, as long as it doesn't affect everybody else. Those that cannot destroy those that can't. And the problem is, when you've got Middle Eastern billionaires or American billionaires coming in and they buy players for 100 million or pay Kevin De Bruyne 400 grand a week, it has an impact upon driving everybody into the same situation, because supply and demand drives up the price. So what you've got here now is a mad grab to try and increase revenue. But the revenue, trying to increase revenue is not a bad thing, because you can't go anywhere, Jim. The players won't take a pay cut. You've tried it. You can't. And the prices are going up. So what do? Do you continue to lose £100 million a year each club, or do you say, I've got to generate revenue? So should I do it this way? Well, this is ugly and unsightly, and you need to be put in your place. But the principle of trying to generate more revenue, well, that's not a bad thing, because unfortunately the genie's out of the bottle. We can't unring this bell. See, players are on this money.
I reckon Arsene Wenger is in the same camp as you, Simon. Sure, it's all about generating finance after a pandemic. We're not out of the pandemic yet. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But what Wenger is saying is what you're saying. This way, a European Super League is too vulgar. It's too unedifying. It can't happen.
But basically what it's saying is that and by the way, why would these European clubs accept 6 teams from England? Why would they suddenly say, oh, we hate your Premier League, you're the richest league in the world, but we'll let you have 6 of your members come into this particular league? There are so many parts of this moving little scenario that don't add up to an end game, to an end run. This is not an end run.
Yeah. Does it, to initiate change, though, Sam, doesn't it sometimes take one club, one person, one special person in history, if you look at somebody to stand up, be counted and go, we're not going to be part of this, we're out.
Absolutely. Spot on.
Could one manager do that? Could one owner just come out and go, do you know what, we're out? Forget it.
Well, I mean,
and you're saying no because of the finances.
Well, is Klopp that man? Is Tuchel that man?
No, Tuchel's not that man. He's too early in.
Okay.
You're going to be very disappointed if you're expecting managers to make a stand.
I'm saying, wouldn't it be refreshing that somebody?
It would be.
Does it take something monumental to create change in
football?
Take
a pay cut.
Yeah.
Take a pay cut.
No, does it take somebody? What if Jurgen Klopp come out tomorrow and went, well, I'm doing my bit. I'm on 8 million
and people will turn around and say it's because you've stunk the season out this year. You haven't won anything,
but
and you're not going to get any money.
I have 4 million back. I'll take half.
That's a statement.
That's living utopia, Dan. That's not going to happen, isn't it?
Guys, we're coming up to 12 noon. We shall reload the other side of the 12 noon.